Hello to the mighty Southland. And I hold this glass to you, and it's apple juice, of course. Yeah, let's say it's apple juice. Cheers. Congratulations. Because of you, we just got another one of these. I'm excited to talk about, for the last time for the year 2020, the race. Those of you that have been with us for a while, you've been watching, you've been paying attention, hopefully, to these messages that have come out every week and came out every day for the last couple of weeks of the year. And you know where we came from. Back in May, well, back in 2015, we were talking about earning the national championship, achieving the national championship, winning the national championship, call it what you will, in 2020. Now, little did we know that there was going to be a pandemic and a quarantine and many things in the business would change, but that we didn't say we're going to win a silver cup unless there's a pandemic, right? That's what we had decided long ago, and we tracked it. We were not in much of a position to win. Back in May, we were $400,000 behind roughly, but our managers, your management team, and many of you reps that were around maintained some faith and belief that we had a chance and just kept our heads down. And we just kept pushing at it. And what ended up happening is this is the race from September. We are this blue line right here. And right here, this is Virginia, and this is the Florida Caribbean. And we've always felt like Virginia was going to be the team to beat, even though they were in second place. We just felt like they had more momentum. They had more big hitters, and just for whatever reason, that was always our belief. So we've been gunning for Virginia the whole time. This is how the numbers finished up. You can see that Southland ended up number one by a nice margin, 40-something thousand. Let's see, how do we point right here? Right here. But Florida Caribbean, okay, these guys right here, ended up actually slightly ahead of Virginia. So who knew? Who knew? Well, nobody knew, but we had faith, and the faith and the grind made it happen. So to you, I say cheers. Whoops, you can't see the drink here, right here. Cheers, congratulations, everybody. So proud. So cheers. Tasty. Well, 2021 is now here. Let's talk about what's going on. Last week, first week of the year, we had some awesome grand days. Look at that. In the highlighted are the grand days for Southland, and the rest of the grand days are for the entire rest of the region, another 6 divisions. So congratulations to Madison Britton, career grand day number 32. Ayanna Thomas, first grand day on the board. From Santa Monica, check it out. Andrew, Jordan, Liz, and Randy, all with grand days. Nice. And then, I don't know how to say this. Keats. I'm going to learn Quits. I'm going to learn how to say it. Keats, I think, probably sounds pretty cool. Or Keatse. I bet it's Keatse. That's a cool name. Torrance, 2 grand days last week. And then Andrea Fausto from West LA with a grand day. Let us continue to dominate this. If you don't know what this is, you're looking at it, I don't know what that is. Talk to your manager. Grand days. This is when you sell 1,000 CPO in one day. You get to go on Vector Connect, register your grand day. They'll keep track of how many you have. And one day you'll have 500 and something, like you see James Hill has there. And then there's people like Leah Eliopoulos from the Anaheim office who's over 1,000 of those grand days. We want more and more of those. This is one way to get if you have a grand day every single week, you're going to have a pretty good year, right? So push for a grand day every week. Newsletter highlights. Well, I'm kind of in the way here, but just a few highlights I wanted to share from the newsletter. Ms. Chase Bergendahl was recognized on the newsletter for her $250,000 career milestone. So congratulations. Ms. Jordan Farber was recognized for getting 10 weeks in a row. Let me get out of the way here. 10 weeks in a row. How do I point to that? Boom. 10 weeks in a row over 1,000 on a string. Now, $1,000, it's not difficult. You have a grand day, you automatically have a grand week, but to consistently put that together 10 times in a row when you're new, that's a challenge. And it's really, really great to see Jordan joining several dozen other Cutco people in the Southland who have had that full membership. We call it, once you get 10 weeks in a row, we call it you're a full member of the Thousand Air Club. So congratulations, Jordan, on that. See some promotions. Max Rotsitsender, look, I said it right. 30%. Nice job, Max. Nice to see Tim Marchant and Bradley Ramos knocking out bonus land, getting to that 20,000 CPO career. Now they're making 30% plus an extra 5% bonus at the end of each month. Nice to see 2 new senior field sales leaders, Tiffany Nguyen and Jordan Farber, Why isn't it? Look at that, Tiffany, you got this. I don't even know why. I did nothing special to make that happen. You just got a special fancy E on your Tiffany to win. Senior field sales leader, 30% plus 10% bonus. Nice to see. And then of course, when you reach that 50,000, you get 20% or 30% plus a 15% bonus. And then the awesome place that people always shoot to be over 150,000 CPO. That is when people reach what's called the field sales manager, and they're making a 30% weekly plus a 20% monthly bonus. And we call that making half, or as FSMs and CSPs like to say, half, baby. Also, want to recognize top for the week last week. Here's who did it. You can see here, Isabella Keats or Keats. I'm going to have to, Doug, call me. Tell me how to pronounce that because that's a cool name. Andrew, Andrea, Nicholas, Bradley, Jacek, Justin, Caesar, Julia, Alberto, and Kimberly, all over $2,000 for the week. That is kicking off the new year very, very strong. We're in a push period, by the way. There's actually a regional competition you're going to be able to get recognized for coming up. Then we've got our leaders, our CSPs. These are all people making half. Michael, Nate, Francine, and Ben. You see 5K, 4K, 3,900 and 3,300 respectively. So nice, respectable numbers there. We had 352 orders last week for an average, and our average order was $353.25. I like to do these calculations just for fun. For those of you that are fairly new and you don't really understand the perspective of what this job is, if someone just gets 4 orders a week and 6 or 7 appointments, typically we'll get someone 4 orders a week at our average order from last week. That means that person would have CPO sales of 70,650. Actually, that's only in 50 weeks, because I know there's 52 weeks, but you know what? I'm going to give you 2 weeks to go to Cancun on vacation because I like you. So this is 50 weeks of selling at that average order size. You get 70,000, which is anywhere from about $22,000, $23,000 in income up to as much as $35,000 in income for a very part-time. This is what I would call super part-time, doing less than 10 appointments a week, 7 appointments a week on average. If someone gets 10 orders a week, now that's more of a full-time, more closer to full-time, at least 15 to 20 appointments a week. 10 orders a week is 176,000 CPO. That's going to be 90 grand. So this is like $85,000 to $90,000 a year in income. So that doesn't suck, and that's only 10 orders a week. That's still not genuinely like a 50 or 60 hour a week job, which it costs, which a lot of people it takes to earn, $80,000 plus in a year. So last year around September, we started talking about how we're going to win that national championship, how we're going to take home this big trophy. And this was our strategy. How do we win? It's an all-in effort. We got to have all hands on deck, everybody pushing themselves to do their best. Do demos and get orders. That's part number 1. Everybody can contribute to that. We got to build the team. This means posting on social media, a few times a week, making sure you're reaching out to anybody that you meet that you think might need work, talking to your manager about what kind of things you can do to help build the team. And then of course, creating culture. And creating culture is everything from setting an example, leading by example, going field training, getting to know, just attending team events, just being at the team event and being attentive, being active on your group me, encouraging people when you see them getting orders. And there are people who actually didn't sell a ton of Cutco last year, but contributed to the overall team effort to win that national championship in a very, very, very big way. So regardless of how you contribute, there are lots of ways to contribute. And ideally, you contribute in all 3 of these ways: demos and sales, building the team, and helping to create culture. But that's what we're going to have to keep on doing. This is a new year. It's a new opportunity to go for the national championship. There are actually 2 national championships we're going for as a division this year. And hey, we got a long way to go. We've just been 1 week. We did have a very solid week. One of our, maybe the best week we've ever had in the Southland Division in the very first week of the year. Here's what we're trying to do. Thinking about a goal that's a whole year long, it's hard to be really urgent about it. So creating urgency comes when you can break your goals into some smaller portions. So I've broken the goals into basically breaking records. Like if we can go for the monthly record every single month, well, the likelihood of us ending up national champion is very, very strong. So the all-time Western region record for a division for sales is $458,010 or 10 CPO. So if we hit that number, then we will have broken the region record, and we will be in a really good position after at least a month to continue going for another national championship or even 2 national championships. Broken this down using a conservative $300 average order size, we need 1,540 orders. You might be thinking, gosh, my 2 orders a week or 4 orders a week or even 10 orders a week doesn't really put much of a dent in that. Well, everybody's orders count, right? If everybody thought that way, we'd have no orders. But if everybody thinks, hey, if I just do my part and trust the rest of my team to do their part, we break this record. Well, that's what we're going for. So you can see where we're at. I'm tracking this every single day. I sometimes will post it on your group me. I'll post it to the district managers, but we are well ahead of the pace here. As you can see, we're at 126,000 compared to 104, where we needed to be at least. So we're ahead of the game. That doesn't mean it's over, a done deal, by the way. It was only 1 week out of 5 weeks of the month. We are ahead of the pace in number of orders as well. So we just got to keep the pressure on, keep doing what we're doing, you guys, and we're going to break records monthly, and we're going to break records and win national championships annually. So hats off and cheers to you, to the mighty Southland. Thank you for a great year, an amazing run at the very end of the year. So very proud of so many individual performances, but mostly I'm just proud of how we rallied together as a team and all the different people who played a role. If you're brand new, you just started this week, you don't even know what we're talking about, but hey, stick around. You might find yourself in the middle of a championship run. And what's cool about that is when you're working for something bigger than just trying to make some money, it becomes a lot easier to make money, right? So that's why I love being in positions to win and break records. Here's to a great January. See ya.